G'day everyone, thanks for tuning in. We've got the really popular SwimRun coming up later this year that we're starting to get a lot of people in store questioning sort of their footwear choice for the event, because it's a really unique circumstance. There's a fair bit of running. You're covering approximately 28 k's of running over 12 legs and a lot of different surfaces. So some beach, some rocks and some path as well. So just based upon people's feedback for the last few years, we've got a few options that we recommend to try and strike that balance between sort of having enough cushioning to run a fair distance, obviously promoting drainage, given you're constantly in and out of the water, and also avoiding the bulky shoes that are going to store a lot of water as well. So just from the drainage front, probably the best option we've got is the Fast Twitch from Saucony. So the upper, really breathable. You can see there's a lot of holes through the mesh to promote a lot of drainage quite quickly. But the biggest advantage is there's a few drainage holes through the midsole as well. So certainly from the time you get out of the water to the time you start running, it's probably going to drain the quickest and remove a bit of that weight. So a great option. The one probably concern would be it's on the racing flat spectrum. So for people that aren't necessarily conditioned to running a lot in lightweight shoes, the foot and the calf is going to cop a lot of load. So if you're not used to it, be worth sort of factoring it into your training in the short term. Or if you're sort of used to some really maximal well-cushioned shoes, we might avoid this one. But really good option to promote draining if you are used to those minimal shoes. One other option, sort of also in the racing flat category, that's going to be really light but has a little bit more grip, is the Tartar Edge from ASICS. So just sort of with the rock surface, we're going to get a lot more traction coming off the sand and just sort of help you to have a little bit more stability around the ankle. Super lightweight, pretty well drained sort of through the upper as well. Doesn't have the drainage through the midsole, so probably won't drain as quick as the Fast Twitch, but just a little bit more grip to give you a bit more confidence over the rocks as a really good option. And then probably the best all-rounder we would say is something like the Pure Grit. So it's a trail shoe by nature, but it's also in that lightweight trainer category. So it's not too heavy. It's got a little bit more cushioning than the Fast Twitch and the Tartar Edge, and obviously plenty of grip to account for the rocks and the changing surfaces as well. As with the trail shoes, most of them we have in store, they're pretty flexible, so they're going to account for a little bit of different movement patterns. And also sort of a key advantage of this one here is the minimal material in and around the heel. So the more cushioning you've got through the heel, the more obviously that's going to soak up the water. So all of these models that we've mentioned, but particularly the Pure Grit's got a pretty narrow focus in and around the heel counter there, so it's going to drain reasonably quickly. One final option is the Cloud X, which again is sort of a little bit in between of all the other options. So quite flexible, quite light, and again, if you look at the heel counter, it's actually a real minimal amount of cushioning in and around the heel that will prevent that water from soaking up. So quite quick drainage and less weight on the end of your foot as you continue to run. So yeah, a few different options to try, but if you are obviously planning on doing the event, I think try and sort out your shoes. I think as soon as possible to just start to condition the feet and the ankles to wearing something that is probably a little bit lighter, lighter than your traditional shoe you'd be using for that distance of running. And of course, to start to use it in your specific training when you're getting in and out of the surf. If you've got any questions, obviously feel free to come in and give a few different shoes a try. Cheers.